Hey guys, Section of Violence here. We have another one for you. UFC Dana White Contender Series, Week 7. Should be a fun one. We'll start off at the bottom. We have Rose Canseco versus Alexei Dinara. Uh, it's a women's MMA regional fight. Not much else to say. Should be pretty close. Um, they're both fairly decent. I'd say Conseco's obviously the more established fighter, with Thanera fighting in Jungle Fight. Um, she has a win over Sabrina Oliveira, who is 6-4. I, you don't have much to really say. That's great about the Thanera, so I'm gonna have to go with Conseco here. She's much more established. Fought on LFA a few times. Beat a girl by the name of Elaine Lopez. She's beat Myra Thies. Um, she's beat a few girls now. Not the greatest to start her career, but faced some decent girls in her last few fights. I'm not gonna say she's much better than her, but she is a better fighter in my opinion. I'm gonna go with Rose Conseco here. I want to say submission, but I don't know. She's gonna look for the submission, but I could probably see a decision. I know a lot of the women's Dana White Contender Series matches have gone under, but I think the over is pretty good here. I'm gonna go Rose Canseco here. I think Alexa Thanera is gonna be not a complete idiot when she's on her back or when she's on the ground. I think Canseco is gonna have to really work to get a submission. I think she's just gonna be, mainly piecing her up on the feet and mixing in the takedowns if necessary. I don't think she's gonna have to, but I'm gonna go with Conseco. Could she get a KO? Yeah, but I doubt it. I say the submission is more likely than a KO, so I'm gonna go with Conseco here. But honestly, I don't have a great read on this fight, so just gonna pass on it altogether from a betting perspective. But should be an interesting little scrap. And I don't mean little by demeaning, way. I just mean like they're very small women, and it is what it is. Yeah, they're like what 115? Yeah, 115. Very small women. Moving on, we have Kevin Vlahos versus Cam Teague. Cam Teague's a gangster. I should have to say that right off the bat. Um, I don't think this is a great fight for him, honestly. I mean, he TKO'd Austin Lingo with ease, who's a UFC fighter, but I don't know if his pressure will be enough against Kevin Vlahos, who's faced a similar style in Gene Silva. Kevin Vlahos, as I just said, he faced Gene Silva, lost to him. He won round one, but lost the last two. This guy's pretty dangerous. He's pretty talented. He's a hybrid. I'd say his striking's his best attribute. But he's a pretty talented fighter. He's fighting out of Argentina. He's a over 3-1 favorite. He's 22 years old. Lots of time to improve. Um, Cam Teague just hasn't had those fights yet that really like show me like he's ready. He's definitely shown that he's, a gangster, especially in his you know, that head kick fight versus I think it was Ben Bloom. Yeah, that was a beautiful fight. It was against a bum, but a beautiful finish. The guy's dangerous. He's a gangster. He's gonna bring the pressure. He's gonna look to break the Lajos. I don't know if the pressure is gonna get to him, but I'm gonna have to go with Vlahos here. I feel like he's seen the similar style in Silva, and I think Vlaho is gonna be too technically sound for Cam Teague. I see a TKO or a fight of the year candidate. But yeah, this is gonna be a good one. Moving on, we have Francesco Mazzeo, yeah, versus Kevin Christian. I'm gonna start with Francio Mayo. Now this guy's a complete bum. I don't know how he got on the Contender Series. He has one KO win over a complete tomato can. The guy weighed in. I think he won. I might be mistaken, but he could have. Yeah, he lost to Gillinger Cadena. Like this guy's a bum. Like his wins. He lost to Angus Hewitt, Cage Warriors alum. I don't think you guys understand how bad this guy is. Like Sure, he could KO the guy in the first round, but his cardio is a liability. He's just he's someone you don't want to. He's just not someone you want to. He's not someone you want to have as a bet, especially as an underdog. I don't think I'd take him. Round one KO maybe, but the guy's useless past then. He quit versus Angus Hewitt. And on the other side, we have Kevin Christensen, who, although he is pretty bad, and again, I don't know how these guys get on the Contender Series when I have teammates who are much better than this, and they needed to get on the Contender Series. Honestly, like he showed against Miguel Porto, he's dangerous and he's a shot finder. He will look for shots, throw up volume. He's gonna, make you uncomfortable. Kevin Christian is gonna, I think, TKO Mazeo in the or the second or third round. I'm gonna go with Kevin Christensen here. It's unplayable, the odds. So I'm just gonna wait to see how round one plays out. But I'm gonna go with Kevin Christensen here. Guys, load up the boats. Get ready for a good live spot because I see for Mazeo gassing out if he can't get the finish in round one. This is a good spot. For live. I hope it all pans out. I expect Mazeo to weigh in 203. He's not the biggest 205er, but he's not the smallest either. But he always seems to weigh underweight for his fights. But yeah, I'm gonna go with Christian here if he doesn't die in the first round. Moving on, we have Daniel Frunza versus Vadim Kutsi. Kutsi's a more established fighter. I get it. He's fought in different organizations such as Brave, and you know, he's fought in Russia. He's a very decently well-rounded fighter. Um, he's dangerous on the feet, and yeah, Franz is a pressure fighter. He is cashed as an underdog in his last two outings. Frunza is gonna look to KO you. He is very dangerous. He knocked out his last four opponents. He is no joke on the feet. The problem is he's very basic and predictable. And I think Kutsi is gonna have more paths to victory. So I'm gonna go with Kutsi here. But what worries me about this fight is he hasn't fought since 2022. So honestly, I'm back and forth on this fight just because of the activity. He hasn't fought in a while. But skill for skill, I feel like he should have more paths to victory against what's Franz's ethnicity? He is Romanian. Like where does he train? Like he's decent, don't get me wrong, but I just don't think he's at the level of this guy. And I know the guy isn't amazing, like the greatest, but I think he's better than Franza, technically. So it's a coin flip for me. I'm not really like I'll check the odds I have on this. Um yeah, I have this as a skip fight. I honestly can't get heads or toe on this fight just because technically I do like I like what's his name? It's hard to say. Um I like Kutsi, but Frunza is a pressure fighter and he's been more active. So right now my pick's Frunza, but depending on the weigh-ins, I could be swapped. So we'll see. The layoff is very concerning. So moving on. Main event. We have Bailey Schoenfelder versus Danilo Voidovic. Vodvikin. Okay, so Danilo, who are you? Like what have you done to deserve to be on the Contender Series? You beat a 12 and 53 opponent. 1 and 0, 1 and 12, 7 and 6, 0 and 0, 2 and 2. Like who are you? Who have you? What have you done to deserve an opponent, an opportunity at the Contender Series, a main event opportunity? You know what you have done? You're supposed to be a sacrificial lamb for one Bailey Schoenfelder. Bailey is an actually pretty solid C tier heavyweight. He hasn't, he's still pretty green. Hasn't really showed a lot of his game yet. He's got a lot of work to do, but he's beat decent opponents. Badu Zaki, Greg Zabalesko. I was gonna say Corey Mogenberg. He has no business being a heavyweight. But yeah, Bailey Schoenfelder. He's a solid C tier fighter. I think he wins this fight. Am I paying negative 650 on Bailey Schuenfelder? No. This is the until the weigh-ins. I don't believe he was worth is worth that. So I'm gonna go with Bailey Schuenfelder as a lean, but I'm definitely not confident because I have this Daniel guy could pull off an upset. I don't know. I don't think it's gonna happen. I think Bailey wins, but who knows? This Daniel guy's a bit of a mystery box, other than the fact that he's faced absolutely no one. But yeah, I gotta go with Bailey Schuenfelder here. Interesting fight. Not much to say about it. Let's get into the most confident picks. Number one, you guys probably already know that it is Vlahos. Number two, we have Konsenko. Number three, we have Schuenfelder. And then number four is tied between the two fights that I have as a skip, Brunza and Christian. I have both those fights as just a pass. I don't want anything to do with those two. Those are very volatile fights. I won't bet on that probably much on this card. I have nothing pre-flop. But yeah, the odds are pretty crazy on Schuenfelder considering this Daniel guy is a pretty big unknown, even though he looks like a bum. We'll see though. Yeah, he has all finishes. I'm pretty sure. Be prepared for that when you're paying negative 650. But anyways, guys, like, subscribe. You know the drill. This might be the longest contender series I've done so far. So yeah, not by much, but yeah, I'll see you guys next time. Peace.